This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL, everybody. It is Thursday, April 9th. I'm Tori, all by myself here in the studio. My co-hosts are safe and staying inside, but two of my favorites are joining me right now. It's Al and Lindsay, and I know they thought I did a good job with that singing, right? Claps? Anyone? Claps?
Great job, Tori.
Thanks. Nope. Very few claps. Okay. You just prayed for me. I appreciate that, Al. All right, well, here's what's going on in the world. All the social distancing to slow the spread of the coronavirus seems to be having an effect. One of the models predicting potential fatalities has been revised downward by more than 20,000 Americans. This field hospital in Seattle is being taken down and sent to another location where it is more needed. This comes after Washington was able to successfully flatten the curve. Good for Washington State. That's amazing. Meantime, new numbers just released show another 6.6 million Americans filed for unemployment last week. So it went 3.3, then 6.6, now another 6.6. With everything going on, so much about our daily lives has drastically changed, like handshaking. Remember that? Used to be a thing. Remember that? Well, yesterday, Dr. Fauci said it might never come back. He kind of walked it back this morning. Here's what he said on CBS this morning. You take a look.
What I really meant is that we really now need to be aware of, because it has hit us smack in the face, that respiratory infections, particularly brand new, ominous respiratory infections like we're going through right now, are clearly spread very much not only by droplets, but by people touching their face, shaking hands, and that's the reason why we talk about washing hands so often.
So it's not just handshaking. What do you think that might change for good after all of this is over? I want to talk to Al and Lindsay. Is it movie theaters? Is it my husband dreams about going to record stores, but he can't touch the records. What do you guys think will never happen again? It'll be changed forever. Lindsay.
Well, I think that I read an article that made me sad. Even though I don't love the movies, I still saw that AMC is really struggling during this time, and they might not come back. So noting that, maybe the space will change in movie theaters. Maybe they'll have more space on planes. Hopefully, we won't be smushed. You saw over the years, planes got more condensed, no room for your bag. Hopefully, people will open things back up. You'll be in line, and people will give you the respect and space that you need. But I'm really going to be sad if we're not, hugging people we haven't seen in a long time or shaking hands during meetings. I don't know. It's just it feels like it's going to be extreme, but hopefully we get back to normal and everybody just has much better hygiene.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying about hygiene. Al, is there going to be a lack of a difference in personal space? I don't have a concept of personal space, as you know. Do I need that now?
Well, it's interesting we're talking about this today, Tori. Obviously, most of my friends are stand-up comics, and yesterday I talked to a couple of them, and this is something that we've been talking about. A lot of us stand after our show and shake hands with most of the people that were at the show. A lot of us sell merchandise, take pictures, and I do wonder what that landscape will look like in terms of, will you put your arm around somebody and point to them and say, hey, you had a good time at the show, shake hands, exchange, credit cards in terms of selling merchandise. So that is one thing that I think will change. One thing that I hope goes away, and one thing I hope that we can move on from, is I hope this will be the end of the argument with minimum wage, Tori. And what I mean with this is, we always looked at minimum wage people as like, hey, if you could get a better job, you would. That's why you're getting paid the minimum. No one cares. Well, who's out there now? Mm-hmm. Who's out there now? It's the people that don't make as much money that are out there working at Target, that are still on the front lines, still manning our gas stations, keeping this world going. Because if our grocery stores and our gas stations stop working, this would be a much different conversation we're having. So I hope that we'll see an end to the minimum wage argument and realize how important these workers are.
I agree. Bail out, not the billionaires, bail out the workers that are doing it. I think you're absolutely right. Well, this is a really interesting story, and DBL DBL here. We want to dive a little bit deeper. Yesterday we brought this up, but we want to dive into it. Coronavirus is hitting African-American neighborhoods around the country really hard right now. As we said yesterday, in cities like Milwaukee, Detroit, Chicago, New Orleans, black people account for a disproportionate number of cases and deaths. I mean, a lot. So for a lot of black people, especially black men, wearing a bandana or a cloth face mask, as the CDC recommends, it comes with an increased risk of racial profiling or worse. In fact, I want you to check out this video. This is one man. He posted from an Illinois Walmart. He's wearing a surgical mask like it is mandated in Illinois, thank you very much, but he gets followed by a police officer throughout the entire store. Shame on you. Another person tweeted, "I don't feel safe wearing a handkerchief or something else that isn't clearly a protective mask covering my face to the store because I'm a black man living in this world. I want to stay alive, but I also want to stay alive." That is beautifully said. I go straight to Al here. Have you thought about this? My white privilege, I didn't even think about this. I'm being really honest.
Yeah, look, Tori, this is every day. We know where our studio is, and I was telling my girl the other day, I remember I was walking to go get coffee from one of our favorite coffee shops, you know, and I'm walking back, and I had to tie my shoe, and I had 4 cups of coffee with me. Now, mind you, I had a suit and tie on, literally, and I had a microphone on me, but I was thinking, where could I stop to set the drinks down to tie my shoes? Because I realized, as a black man, if I stop in front of anybody's home for any reason, even with a suit and tie, I know that could be problematic. And people might think that that's me overdoing it, but it's that we can never have peace. Even when the whole world is in discord with this virus, we still are also thinking, yes, but those cops are still thinking about us, and clearly from that videotape they are.
Wow. I wanted to hear from, I know you've spoken, I'm sure, about this, Lindsay, to Colin. Had you thought about this with your family members?
Yeah, I actually was talking to my family this morning, and I think there's just like this perceived threat of black people in general. And so when you walk around without the mask, I mean, famously, Oprah talked about it when she got profiled while shopping.
At Hermes,
you know, you don't have
that's
that
right.
luxury to just do things freely. Exactly, so to do things freely. And so I think even Colin and I, when we were in Phoenix, were profiled around the movie theater, just followed around by security guards, which, as you know, in Arizona do carry guns, and they followed us around the whole theater. So that's scary. But I also think there's this other layer of black people not trusting, let's say, their medical professionals, and that's because of long history of misuse, like with Henrietta Lacks when they took her cervical cancer DNA and used it for many advances in medicine, but never told her or paid her family for using that information, or, like you guys know, Tuskegee Airmen. So I think, Tuskegee experiment. So, excuse me. So I think that we have a clear understanding why there's a divide with black people saying they're not going to the doctor if they do get sick, or black people saying, you know, I'm not putting a bandana on my face.
Yeah, you're kind of, it's like a lose-lose, and I totally understand the historical context of that. Thank you for bringing
Tori,
that
also,
to the light. Go ahead, Al.
Just to piggyback really quickly on what Lindsay's saying, don't forget we're dealing with this now in terms of black women have, I believe, almost a 2 or 4 times mortality rate in terms of giving childbirth. Also, black people are not given opioids or pain medication at nearly the rate of anybody else when they are in pain. So this continues today. There's a fear of medical help, and there's a fear of the police, and it's always there. And hopefully, I won't be in my lifetime, but maybe in the future, maybe it'll get fixed. But, you know, hopefully.
I hope so, Al. I hope. The lights may be out on Broadway right now, but that didn't stop Disney's Broadway stars from shows like Aladdin and The Lion King. They performed Go the Distance on GMA, and it's a bit of magic in these dark times. Take a look.
Like a shooting star. I can go the distance. I will search the world. I will face it all. I don't care how far. I can go the distance till I find.
That's what I think I sound like when I'm singing I Don't. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Attention.
there, everyone. Welcome back to DBL. We're all about facts, not fears, and providing information to keep you and your loved ones safe. Well, Dr. Payal Kohli joins us live again, and we have a debate here in the studio if your dress is eggplant, aubergine, or just purple.
I would say definitely eggplant, roasted eggplant, actually.
Yes, Chris. Yes. All right. We are here to answer your questions about the coronavirus. Let's get right to your questions. Marla writes in, will life ever go back to being completely normal until a vaccine is made? Or should I plan on businesses being closed and self-isolating for the rest of the year? We've kind of never said this question, but we've all been thinking it.
So, you know, Dr. Fauci, who's Tori's second favorite doctor after me, of course, says that our life just cannot go back to normal, unfortunately, until we have a vaccine. And this sounds a lot worse than it is, because what it really just means is we can't do the handshakes, we can't do the crowded public places, we can't do things just like we were doing before. There's going to be a new normal. But we will be able to get out of this phase that we're in right now, because this is an extreme form of social distancing that we just need for the short term. So while we're waiting on the government's 3 T's, which is testing, tracing, and treatment, we're going to have to just buy them a little more time, and then we will be able to get things back at least to relatively more normal until the vaccine comes out.
Okay, so right now we're in an extreme zone. I get that. Well, Mickey wants to know, if I am unknowingly a carrier of COVID-19, how long could I be infecting someone? Days, months, or years?
So, Mickey, this is an important concept. You're not a carrier of this virus like you are, for example, of other viruses like HIV or hepatitis C. This is like the flu virus. If you catch it, but you're not showing any symptoms, you're called an asymptomatic spreader, not a carrier. And that usually only lasts about 14 days or so. The tricky thing, however, is that you don't know when that clock started. You don't know when you actually caught the virus and when you're actually infecting others, because you're not having any symptoms. So it's really a few days that you're a risk to others, but we just don't know what those few days are for those people that are asymptomatic. So we have to sort of assume they have it every day, all the time, in order to minimize risk to others.
Got it. All right. Well, before we go, we all wait for it every day. It's time for Dr. Kohli's silver lining namaste. You said there is some amazing news coming out of New Zealand. I love New Zealand. Tell us all about it.
So, Tori, New Zealand hasn't just flattened their curve, they've crushed it. And that's something we all need to look at as hope that we can do the same thing. And what that means is that you don't just have the same number of cases spread out over a longer period of time, which is what we're doing here to help our healthcare system keep up, but you actually decrease the total number of cases altogether. So you're really completely taking over and destroying this virus. And they've only had 1 death so far in a country of nearly 5 million. So they've done a phenomenal job of really crushing that curve, which we're all hoping we can do as well.
Wow, Kiwis, way to go, Kiwis. All right, I love that. Well, thank you, Dr. Kohli, and thank you for your eggplant confirmation. Obviously, my executive producer is colorblind. You will return tomorrow for our very first ever Fact or Fiction Friday. Maybe you've seen claims on social media about COVID-19, but you are not sure whether that information is real or false. Well, Dr. Kohli will be helping us figure it out tomorrow. So make sure to write in, and remember, there's no panic, no prevention, and just precautions. We'll be right back. Thanks. Welcome back to DBL. From pro football player to America's most eligible bachelor, Colton Underwood is dishing up never-before-told details about his life and journey on ABC's reality dating show. What really happened when the cameras go off? It's all being told in his new book, The First Time, and Stephanie Jones caught up with Colton in today's DBL Spotlight.
Hi, Poppy, you're getting me hot.
You could lose your virginity this week.
You are a liar. This is hard for me.
Every time I put myself out there, I get rejected. I'm scared. I'm done.
Colton!
We're joined by Bachelor star and new author Colton Underwood. Thank you so much for joining us here on DBL. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on.
Before we get into the new book, I need to talk to you a little bit about the fact that you have had coronavirus. It's very serious. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling so much better. I think I have my medical professionals here in Orange County, California, to thank for that, and the medicines that they got me on, and then also Cassie's family for nursing me back to health.
And obviously you just mentioned Cassie, so your season of The Bachelor was wild. You literally jumped over a fence for Cassie. You're now living with her and obviously her family. So how is everything going in quarantine? Because I did see that you asked her to cut your hair yesterday. That's very brave.
Yeah, quarantine's going well. I think there's definitely been times that she's wanted to kill me so far, but we're hanging in there. We're still in love, so that's a good sign. But definitely trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing with the hair. The fans definitely wanted to see her cut it. I don't know if we're quite there in our relationship yet, though.
Your new memoir, The First Time, is out right now, and in that you're addressing your sexuality and your virginity. So I want to know, how hard was it for you to really write about that?
You know, I went back and forth with how much I really wanted to reveal, and you know, I realized, hey, this might be the only chance I have to put it all on paper and put it all out there and really own who I am. And it was very exciting to sort of just share that and open up and, you know, reveal even more about myself.
Was writing the book therapeutic, and did you feel as though you could like claim a bit of your own story back?
100%. That's what I've told everybody so far is, you know, I feel like this is finally me getting control of my life back. You know, I did know what I signed up for, and I understood I was giving up a lot of control, but at the same time, I didn't know how it was going to affect me mentally.
And obviously the taping of the next season of The Bachelorette with Claire is currently on hold due to the coronavirus. She's 39 years old. So how do you feel it's going to go down with the audience, and how do you think it's going to go having a slightly older contestant?
I don't think obviously there's anything wrong with it. I'm really excited to see Claire as the Bachelorette, and hopefully if there's anybody to sort of get the show back on track and focus more on love than drama, it'll hopefully be Claire.
Oh, fingers crossed. Thank you so much, Colton, for joining us on Daily Blast Live. So glad that you're back to full fighting health after the coronavirus, and congratulations on your new book. We're really excited and grateful to have you on. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
DBL Nation, you can check out Colton's memoir, The First Time. It's out right now, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to DBL Deal Blast. Would you like to enjoy TV as loud as you want without disturbing others? That's just one of the hot items at the lowest prices at morningsave.com. Let's start with the Sharper Image Own Zone wireless TV headphones for private listening. It has a working range up to 100 feet without interference. Normally as much as $60, now it's just $25. Moving on to this Adagio Professional Blowout Brush. The Professional Blowout Brush gives you a salon-quality blowout with the touch of a button. The unique designs combines the powerful airflow of a dryer with the smoothing and volumizing benefits of a round brush. It's normally as much as $250, but now it's just $39. How about this Pro Noir LED teeth whitening system with bonus whitening pen? This whitening kit is specifically designed for you to whiten your teeth yourself at home with spectacular results. As high as $200, now it's just $29. This Z-Moto Pivot Cloud Smart Wi-Fi camera system. This is an all-in-one security system and smart device. As much as $120 normally, now it's just $49. Head over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone.
So I am going to get the blowout brush, and as we all know, Lindsay loves those sweet, sweet deals. Don't you, Lindsay?
Sweet, sweet deals. I feel deprived. Finally, I get to see what the sweet, sweet deals are this time. I'm so excited. I think I like those headphones.
Yeah, those are a good idea. My father-in-law has them so he can watch, listen to war documentaries and not bother us all when we're trying to chat, you know what I mean? Al, we have a birthday I want to give a shout out to. It's Marquita Baker's birthday. She's one of the amazing viewers on YouTube, and she always writes us in, so happy birthday, Marquita. Al, give a shout out.
Happy birthday, girl.
Marquita.
Yes, I follow Marquita on Instagram.
Oh, whoa. You guys are more friendly than we are, or what? No?
Yeah, I'm gonna send her a happy birthday. Yeah, she's a great person and a really loyal viewer, and we really appreciate you, girl. Happy birthday on your special day.
Special day, and I know it's not easy for people having birthdays right now because it's a little odd. I know weddings aren't easy, and I especially know funerals aren't easy. So for all of you celebrating or grieving or doing something, we are with you. DBL is with you. We are your human connection, and we are trying to get you through this in a great way. Have you guys been getting notes from people saying how much they've enjoyed DBL, Lynn?
Yes, Tori, you're doing an awesome job, especially. Everybody's saying, even my mom every day, I mean to text you, but I don't want to be annoying. She tells me every day what she thinks about how you did. Mostly all great things, saying what she thinks. So but I want to ask Marquita, are you going to have a birthday party on your half birthday, maybe in October or November? Oh. Do you redo Aries' birthdays or what?
Okay, well, we're going to ask Marquita. She's going to get in there. She says, thank you to all. Good job. Everyone loves it. Shout out to you by the crew. Stay safe. Al, Lindsay, we need you. Remember, we're always on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Be good to each other. It's a hard life out there. Bye, guys.